he could control me. This rage inside my heart.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Blazing here coming at you with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the most awaited 10.2 Melee DPS tier list video. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on what Melee DPS you should be playing to secure yourself a raid spot in 10.2 and to maintain that raid spot. So let's go ahead and jump over to the tier list and take a look at it. Alright, so right at the bat, we're going to be starting with the Anime Watcher, the metal music blaster. Obviously, you probably have some anime soundtracks going in the background super loud to where you cannot even hear your raid leader. You love Naruto, you also love all the other animes out there, and this is your spec. It is going to be, right off the bat, Havoc Demon Hunter is going to be going into the Giga Chat category for obviously the group of players that play at the E-Boys. You guys finally are going to have, once again, another guaranteed raid spot. You bring Chaos Brand. Every time you S's break into Blade Dance, you're going to be doing insane damage. You can pop I-Beam and literally spin in circles on the screen and probably beat other DPS who are actually sweating trying to beat you. You will beat them spinning in circles. On top of that, you bring a great DR. You bring a raid actual cooldown with Darkness. And on top of that, with the rework of the new talent tree, you also bring a immunity. On top of that, if you wanted to make the class a little bit easier for you, you can also remove actually Throw Glaive off your keyboard. If you wanted to, you might lose a few DPS, but you can do that because the new tier list, every single time you Blade Dance, does throw out a Throw Glaive. So it literally got even easier for you to be playing Havoc Demon Hunter. If you're looking for a guaranteed raid spot, you need to look no further than the one and only Havoc Demon Hunter. Next, we're going to be go ahead and jump into the surprise category, okay? Forever Rogue. He's been talking about this for a long time. Rogues have been talking about this for a very long time since Shadowlands. When is it ever going to be the Rogues' time in Raid? Well, now the time is now. This is one of the strongest melee DPS in the game, okay? And on top of that, if you're not dying, you won't die as this class. Remember, if you're dying, your raid leader is going to be constantly looking and parsers looking how many times you died and what the hell you're doing wrong. Now, if you're playing something like an outlaw rogue, none of those things affect you because you will never be on the death log, okay? So even if you're a green parser or a blue parser, this is a fantastic rogue to pick because you can literally listening to some chill, relaxing audiobooks while smashing your keyboard and you will literally not die. You have Feint, you have Cheat Death, you have Cloak. On top of that, if you want to, it's a little bit DPS loss, but you can pick Acrobatic Strikes and have longer ranged melee attacks to avoid swirlies on the ground and maintain 100% of uptime. If your raid leader is one of those that go through and look up melee uptime to see how much you're hitting the boss, you will not have a problem maintaining 100% as the Outlaw Rogue. So once again, Outlaw, very first time, it is going to be up there in the Giga Chat category, and I highly recommend for you to play Outlaw Rogue. Next, we're going to be talking about a big surprise. We have not seen one of these since SFO, but it is going to be A tier, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you something. Survival Hunter at the moment is the highest single target damage in the game. They are looking incredible, okay? They're even out dealing damage compared to their Beastmaster counterpart, which is a big surprise. Now, Survival Hunter is cranking. On top of that, it is going to be a little bit tricky. You do bring immunity with Turtle, and you also now in 10.2, you do bring a raid buff where you're going to be taking, the boss will be taking more increased damage from the entire raid until they drop below 75% health. So, hey, Hunters, you actually do have a raid buff finally now after a long-awaited time. Next, we're going to jump into the next surprise, and that is going to be those that love cats. You're a cat main, you have cats inside your house, you love going to cafe shops, especially those that have cats all around and everything. This is for you guys. Finally, Pharaoh Druid is going to be in that A tier after a long-awaited time. It is up there, finally blasting, just like its counterpart in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. They're pretty much the same. You're going to be doing top of the damage on your details. You're blasting. Caveat, though, I will tell you this, guys. Feral Druid has a very poor reputation in the community by poor Feral players, okay? Feral Druid, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Feral Druid is very reliant on the player itself and not the actual class. It really comes down to who is actually playing it. It's not like Havoc where you can roll your head on the keyboard and you'll do big damage. This is actually requires a lot of studying, understanding your rotation, and doing things correctly. On top of that, you don't have a cheat death like Rogue. You don't have Cloak of Shadows. So when you make a mistake, you will be punished. You only have Barkskin Survival Instincts, okay? Yeah, you can go into Bear form, but who cares? It's not a cheat death, okay? So you do have to know what you're doing. And keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. If you do spend time learning Feral Druid, most likely you will be trash in the very first season in the War Within. So you're going to spend a lot of time learning Feral Druid only to get sat next tier. So keep that in mind if you want to take the time to do that. Now, if you're already a Feral main, this is a fantastic tier for you. You're going to be cranking top of the meters. Alrighty. So next, we're going to be jumping into Enhancement Shaman. The Enhancement Shaman is going to be going into that A tier category, okay? It is looking phenomenal. It is looking insane. Alright? You bring Wind Fury. You're also bringing an insane amount of damage. You bring Raid Utility with Wind Rush. And the way Blizzard has changed their tier set and the way their burst window is, I mean, you're just cranking damage. I mean, it is awesome. On top of that, they made it a lot simpler to play, and it looks cool. Like, you got wolves everywhere. It is just a fun time. So if you're looking to play a Shaman and you're looking to maybe try out Enhancement, you're guaranteed going to be a raid spot with this class. You because of all the utility you bring, and also Wind Fury to buff the warriors out there in your raid team. So if you're looking for a great spec to be playing, it's a great time to learn Enhancement Shaman. All right, next we go ahead and jump off into the B tier. Okay, we're going to get off and get started with the Fury Warrior. All right. Fury Warrior is obviously in a fantastic spot. They have been changed a little bit, in case you guys didn't know. Fury Warrior has an incredible execute damage range now that almost equivalates or does better than Arms Warrior. All right, that's insane to think about, that Fury is getting this big of an execute buff, but they are cranking. On top of that, Fyrakk, I know we haven't seen it, but there's a lot of rumors that it's going to be really good execute phase. And with shield breaking on fights like Tyngel, where you can throw a Shattering Throw. And Fyrakk, we haven't seen too much, but it's looking like it's going to be a 45-second kind of fight. Like in increments where you need damage throughput. And that's where Fury Warriors excel in. So we could possibly see on Fyrakk double Warriors being played, like Fury and Arms or double Fury on a fight like that where you need big execute, okay? And also, obviously, Prot Warrior's kind of in the dumpster can right now. So, obviously, you're bringing a Shout and you're bringing Rally to your raid team, which is required. So, you kind of get a raid spot there. Next, we talk about the Arms Warrior, because it kind of goes hand in hand. Same thing. If you play Fury, you should be able to play Arms, vice versa. Swap between them, okay? So, they are looking very good. If you are a Warrior main who maybe only one tricks Fury, it's a great time to learn Arms. They just did get a huge buff. Unfortunately, the Sims haven't kind of gone through yet. So I didn't get to really give you in-depth detail of how much damage that increase was. But I'm sure that Warriors, you should be able to play both specs, okay? Don't be lazy, all right? Next, we'll be jumping into the Ret Paladin. Ret Paladin is going to be going that B tier as well. They bring Immunity, they bring Ret Aura, they bring Diva Aura, they bring Bops, Sacks, and Lay on Hands to top off your team. As well as that, they bring decent single target. It's not the best single target. It's not the best cleave, because you have to pick, obviously, if you want to AoE or deal single target. But overall, regarding just the utility that these guys bring, it is phenomenal. So I highly encourage you. It is going to be kind of rough and not promising you a raid spot here. It is going to be a little bit rough for you. But if your guild maybe doesn't have our Prot Pally, you might be able to squeeze in and get yourself a spot as a Ret Paladin. However, keep in mind, it does get rough possibly next season in the next expansion, where you're not guaranteed a raid spot at all as Ret Paladin. And we've seen it a few tiers now where Ret Pally is not brought, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, next is going to be Unholy DK. Unholy DK, 1 minute window with PI, you're Giga Chad. Outside of your PI window, you go down to C or Despair, okay? I'll be completely real with you. Blizzard is trying to balance it and increase their damage outside of the PI window, but still, if they buff it too much, then you're going to be Giga Chad. If they nerf it too much, then you're Despair out of your PI window. So until Blizzard removes PI from the game, you're just going to kind of be like middle of the tier or super insane, just because of the way Unholy DK works with PI right now, okay? Because they can't really buff outside of that PI window, because if they do, you're going to be too much damage. So it's kind of, you're in a weird situation on Unholy DKs. But as of right now, for this tier, with obviously you guys probably getting the Lego, it's looking like you're going to be kind of sustained in that B tier. You're going to be like a single target. You're going to be super, super high with the Lego. You're going to be like #1 PI target. But then outside of that, your damage is going to obviously plummet like has always done since Castle Nathria, essentially. So for that reason, you're kind of going to be staying that B tier. But you do bring grips. There is an ad that spawns on Fire Rack. And there's a few ads that spawn on that you can deal with on some other fights. So obviously grip utility is a huge deal. You have AMS, you have AMZ. So they do bring some raid utility. So it'll be that B tier. Next we'll be talking about Assassination Rogue. Assassination Rogue, funny enough, actually, recent sims have showed that Assassination Rogue with PI actually outdoes Unholy DK somehow. But let me be real with you guys. It will be a cold day in hell before Blizzard allows a PI to go to a Assassination Rogue. I'm sorry to break it to you Rogue fans, but guess what? They're probably going to be changing that, because I highly doubt that they're going to be removing PI from the almighty god of Warlocks, okay? I just don't see that happening, or Unholy DKs. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some changes to that. But as of right now, Assassination Rogue is in a very good spot, especially since you bring She Death, you bring Cloak, you bring the Feint. But however, if you are looking for a raid spot, I think a lot of raid leaders out there are going to be looking for the Outlaw Rogue more than they are Assassination Rogue, unless you can somehow, sell it off to your raid leader that you're going to be better than the Outlaw Rogue. Obviously, if you're more comfortable playing it, then you go ahead and stay Assassination, okay? Next, we're going to talk about Frost DK. There's a lot of conversation right now regarding Frost DK. I was looking at the Discord regarding Frost and two-hander obliterate build, and how's it going to feel, with the Lego and all this stuff. Let me be real with you, Frost DKs. Get back where you belong. Go sit down there on the damn bench, okay? It's Unholy DK through and through, forever. You guys keep copium every single tier that Frost DK is going to be good. I watch it every single tier on the max tier list videos and all these other videos of all this copium. Get off the copium and just accept it. Unholy DK is a better spec and probably will be for a very long time, okay? The only other times Frost DK is up there is if you can maintain your breath uptime. And let me be real with you, everyone watching this video, melee breath uptime for a lot of the average player base getting cutting edge is out of your category. Don't even worry about it. You're having to stretch yourself out so much just trying to maintain uptime. Just play Unholy DK, okay? It's better. All right, next we're going to be jumping down into the Despair category, and that's going to be Subtlety Rogue, okay? It's just kind of got hit with a trash can, kind of a dumpster, and obviously as a raid leader, when you're kind of recruiting or doing certain things, Outlaw Rogue, way better choice, Assassination, better choice. So that kind of leaves Subtlety Rogue kind of in the Despair category, because if you do app to a guild as you're trying to get cutting edge, they're going to ask if you play Outlaw. And obviously Outlaw is easier to play if you're looking to transition to Rogue, maybe off another spec. Outlaw is easier to play, so why wouldn't you be looking to playing Outlaw or Rogue, which is sustained way easier to play than Subtlety Rogue is. Okay, we are finally off to our final class for Melee. And I'm sorry to break it down to you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to be like the other tier lists where they try and sugarcoat stuff. I'm going to tell you the honest facts, okay? Windwalker, Monk, okay? It is time to look at yourself in the mirror, okay? Go to your bathroom right now. Stand up, go look at yourself in the mirror. Put this on loudspeaker, okay? Look at yourself in the mirror and accept the fact that Blizzard doesn't like Windwalker. Babylonius has been talked about over and over again, how like you get one tier per expansion. Do you really enjoy being good for one tier in the entire expansion? Do you? Do you like being the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the meters constantly, and you don't have a cheat death? You don't have an insane immunity? You don't have Cloak of Shadows? And your buff that you bring to the raid team is always brought by a Brewmaster? Or, this tier, a Mistweaver Monk? You really enjoy that? Let me tell you something. It's time to look at yourself in the mirror right now while you're standing in the bathroom. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to do better for myself today. I'm going to do better for World of Warcraft and Azeroth. And I'm going to delete my Windwalker Monk. And I'm going to go learn Havoc Demon Hunter. Because you want to make a difference today in the planet of Azeroth, okay? Go make a difference. Delete your Windwalker Monk. Because let me tell you something. You're not going to be good any next year. You're not going to be good in the War Within. Stop copium. You're not going to be good for 3 tiers in a row. Be honest with yourself. Look at the mirror. Go make your decision. Get on the character selection screen and delete your Windwalker Monk right now. Okay? That's what's best for you, baby. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. I deeply appreciate all your love and support. And to all those that saw me, the Melee DPS that saw me at BlizzCon, thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a subscribe and like down below. And leave the comments and what you think of this video. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Deuces.